anytime that I imagine people in a relationship together, I always imagine them having sex. I cannot imagine Whitemoney and Mercy.
Don't do
Like,
No,
God.
that's why it's cruise. It cannot happen.
From biggest parrot shattering tables to Doyin dropping the bomb on Venita. And of course, Ebuka almost rocking the Venita ship. The housemates kept us at the edge of our seats with so much entertainment this past week. My name is Rachael, Isaac, and today on Pause Hot Takes, we'll be talking about all the entertainment that went down in week 7, as well as what to expect in the coming weeks. And you guys already know that I am never, ever alone on this show. So before we get into it proper, I'd like you all to meet my guests for today. Hi, guys.
Hello.
It's a ladies' affair today on Pause Hot Takes, guys. You know how I do on the show, yeah? Okay, so you've been here before. You haven't been here before. So there's this new thing that I do where I let my guests introduce themselves, just so towards the end of the show, after the show, you don't say, oh, I would have sold my market, I would have introduced myself this way. So I'm going to give you the floor to sell your market as much as you can. So because you're a fresh face, you should go first.
All right, my name is Marianna Oji, an amazing TV presenter and a project manager. So yeah.
All right, and you?
Hi guys, my name is Folasade and Marianna. I work in media, marketing, and film.
All right, so let's get straight into it. Let's talk about last night's evictions. How did it make you feel?
First, I was shocked at Doyin's eviction. I was certainly shocked.
Really?
I was.
I wasn't.
Why were you shocked? I'd like to know why you were shocked.
Not that I wasn't kind of expecting it, but you know that realization that, oh, okay, maybe she would go, maybe she would not, and then boom, Doyin's leaving. I'm like, no, you could just let this girl just be in that house after bashing Venita. Because I really wanted to see what would happen after everything.
Okay.
I really wanted to see that content. I really wanted to see that
Yes.
content because it was like premium content for the
Yes.
night. And then when she was there, I'm like, oh shit, she's out. No bashing till like maybe we'll be doing that one at reunion. So yeah, I was shocked at Doyin. Maybe I expected more.
Okay, and you? Were you shocked at her eviction?
Well, I didn't have time to be shocked. I actually wanted her to leave. So it was, I'm like, oh yeah, finally she's going. Because I was just tired of doing in the house. She seemed like she wanted to go anyway. It was one unprovoked wahala after the other. She seems to come up with scripts in her mind, then plays it out and put actors in it. I don't know. Doyin was wilding out and she was always talking. She would just, I'm like, oh Jesus, she's talking again. Doyin, leave this matter
I think she
now.
was very tensed this past week because knowing that she was up for evictions, you know, she
kinda
went
knew.
She went from being head of house
to
to now. There was a time where she
Being
got like
nominated,
immunity. Head of house, so she was having
everything
it easy.
was, like,
everything
too
was going well
much.
for her. Then before you know it, she didn't have friends anymore. She fought with her favorite person, and then she now realized that she was on that list and she could be evicted. So I think everything was just working against her that past week.
I think she was working against herself.
No, I felt like everything was just too much for her. I like Doyin because she can be too much, talk too much,
Yeah,
but she
I
speaks
agree.
her mind almost like truthfully. Like, see the situation that happened with her and Pere about the, back and forth. You said this, I didn't say that, and Pere punching the wall. That was very unnecessary, Sha.
Was it?
He wanted to beat her up, like in the house.
He wasn't going to beat her up. That was him just expressing how he felt in the
How
moment.
angry he felt.
Did
Yes.
she have to continue that conversation?
At the time.
So I'm
Emotions
all for,
were just
that's
flying
what I'm
all
saying.
over, actually.
Emotions were flying all over. That's why I cannot say for sure that he was going to beat her up. That was a temper though, yes. I when it comes to temper, you
Heightened.
really can't
Yeah.
say
Very
yes.
heightened.
I mean, but some people were saying, oh, she went on and on. I mean, you're in the house. These are
And then
things
when
that
she said,
happen in the
you
house.
can, she
So
wants to beat me. I'm like,
it-
don't
is
do that.
don't do. She actually
was
said,
goading
when he was
him.
coming, he was
No,
like, what
I'm
do you want to
saying
do? You want
why?
to beat me? I'm
so,
like,
so you're saying
don't
for
even
sure that
try
because
that.
someone says something to provoke you, you should hit them?
No, she was saying
She
that
was
you
telling
want to
Pere,
beat
do you want
me?
to beat
That's what I'm
me?
saying. So if someone says that, that's a reason for you to actually go ahead to hit them.
Not necessarily.
Exactly.
Not necessarily,
Exactly.
right? But when someone is that angry, there was no need to be saying you want to hit me. If he hits you, you will not survive it.
I think it was her just feeling like do your worst kind of thing.
But the thing
you
is, if
said
he hits her, she's going to be really hurt. She's going to need medical attention.
and
then
regret.
he will go home.
Yeah.
Feeling-
But
And
then
she
again,
may
her
need
body
so
will
much.
suffer for
She
it.
may need so much medical attention
That
that
she
she
has
has
to
to go
leave
home.
eventually.
So
Yeah.
nobody wins in that type of a
True,
situation.
very true.
It's sensible to be cautious sometimes. Don't say everything you feel like saying all the time. It's not a good thing. It doesn't even work in real life. In real life, you get beaten up, you get set up, you get a whole bunch of things for doing that. It's okay to have sharp mouths, yes, but it's also okay to be wise.
But it's also okay to express how
Yourself.
you feel.
Yeah.
I
But
think
then
that's what
again,
she was doing.
I feel like she could have expressed herself maybe at a later time when it was less upset. Yes, I feel like I agree with her. I get that there are
Wisdom.
times when emotions, as you said earlier, emotions are flying here and there. You just want to say it as it is. You're not saying how this person is feeling. You just want to let it out because there are times when you're really
You
upset
bottled a lot up.
yeah, you're in that place and you just want to talk. But if the other person is not in the position to hear or listen to you, it's just going to be a waste of time.
So
and
after
anything
all
could
that
go wrong.
happens, right? After all that happens, in the next week or two, would you be happy that you went that far?
No. It doesn't even take that long to regret your actions sometimes. It takes a few
It is
hours.
that simple.
Sometimes
So
few
sometimes
minutes.
bite your
Few
tongue.
minutes.
Bite your tongue, yeah, I
Sometimes.
agree. Also, another thing she said last night was referring to Venita as
Venita.
quite old.
That's a
was
very
expecting
fine
so
old
much
lady,
for-
though.
For being so mature and then she's the least
No, she
mature.
didn't
I'm
even
like,
say mature. She said that
She's
considering that
old.
she's quite
Oh,
old. And then her also
quite-
mentioning that she feels like if she wasn't in a ship with Adekunle, that she would have gone home, that she would be out of the game by now. And that also came up again. It got me thinking because you guys saw how Nigerians voted and saw
Yes.
that Venita had more votes than White
White
money.
money.
So would you say that Doyin was correct to have said that her being in a ship, in the Venita ship, kind of saved her and has kept her on the show thus
Personally,
far?
I don't think so.
Why don't you
Because
think so?
I don't think I don't know. I don't think Adekunle has fans. No offense. That's I don't
He
think
does.
Adekunle-
He does.
Adekunle has
I mean, that's what she
surprisingly
thinks.
has fans.
a lot of fans that could support himself and Venita
His
all
fans don't like
together. I don't
Venita.
ahead, so maybe that's it.
See, Venita's fans don't like Adekunle. Adekunle's fans don't like Venita. The only people who like Adenita are Adenita.
So who are the
Adekunle and Venita.
Adekunle and Venita like each other, and they are the only
And
ones that like
personally, I don't think their
themselves
relationship will survive
together.
outside the house.
It's not because they don't care about each
Each
other.
other,
though.
when Nigeria, we will
I
not
think
just
people
let
will-
them be.
Leave
No,
us
it's not.
alone.
Obviously, I don't think
Leave
it's
us
about
out of
letting
it.
them
What
be.
about their
I think
families?
it's about. I think no. Let's leave family now. Let's leave family. Let's
Mm-hmm.
leave Nigerians. Do they work? Will they work? Because it's one thing for nowadays, you send me, not send me. I mean, I know people who will get married even if their parents say no. I know
Very
people who will
true.
get married even if their siblings say no, and then the marriage will work.
Yes,
but
what
will
you're
they
sa-
work?
What
Will
you're
the
saying
relationship work? Will this
brings
stand
me
the
to
stand-
what
the
happened
test of
last
time?
night when Ebuka was asking Adekunle about the letter.
Yeah.
Why did he not tell Venita?
Exactly
If they were
my
that
point.
transparent in their
Yes.
relationship, if they were that in love,
It's hard to be transparent with someone like Venita.
Do you
So with-
think that it's because of the fear of how she would have handled it, or the fact that he saw potential, he saw for sure that something
She
could
has,
actually
yes.
come out of it?
I think it's a bit of both.
Okay.
I think it's a bit of both.
but mind
He
you,
knows
Adekunle
that-
is really smart.
Yeah. That's why they even get along. Look, he knows that Venita will go into an overdrive. You know, she almost burnt. She collected that letter and tried to burn it. And 3 grown men had to follow and say, Venita, please, you cannot burn anything. You are not allowed to burn things in the house. You're not allowed to
serious?
burn
That's
things in the house.
just
That's how she did.
soft.
She now tore it and went to throw it away. So Adekunle knows that it's going to be trouble and Shege Pro Max in that house. And nigga wants peace. That's number 1. Number 2 is that, I'm not sure it gets that type of attention.
Because going by the reaction he had when he saw the letter, I couldn't say for sure what he was thinking. He
He
was
actually
excited
just-
at some point. It
was-
felt like
he
he knew
posted
it was a prank because
He
even
did like
after,
this.
because Because even after Ebuka confirms that it wasn't Sisi who wrote it, he was still trying to justify the fact that, Sisi would be confrontational if she was not
Sisi had
the
not
one.
come to meet
yeah,
him.
if she was
Sisi-
not
yes.
the one. But she
I
had not
don't
come to meet me.
blame
I was just like,
Adekunle now.
what's
He's
up?
just getting attention, ladies' attention for the.
What's
I
up?
don't blame Adekunle. He has backed Venita.
He was.
That's
He feels like a star. No jokes.
He's
He
a
just feels
star.
very like attention.
but he's a fine boy, Sha.
Okay. So another thing that shocked all of us last night was Venita having more votes than White Money.
I was surprised.
That
Very shocking.
shocked me. Now, for that reason, I'd like to see Mercy, Sisi, and Alex up for evictions.
Together.
I would
They
They
like to
actually
see
had
that.
a conversation.
Yeah, that's at the Adenita.
Yes,
at
they
the
had a conversation
Adenitas,
of putting. They called it Mark. That's
Mark,
the
yes,
acronym
Mercy,
for
Alex,
Mercy,
and
Alex, and
Sisi.
Sisi up this. I'm like, I don't know
But
what's
it would
gonna
be
happen.
nice. It would be nice to see their strength, though. I'd like to know.
And it's gonna be
I think
really
if
scary.
all three of them are up together and one has to go, I
One
think
would
it's
have to go.
Alex that
Alex
would
will
go.
have to leave, but you
I think
cannot.
it's
You guys
Alex.
are so sure.
For
White
Venita
Money.
having, for
Do you
Venita
know
having a lot of vote than White Money. That
Guys,
is,
do you
that's
know?
something to
Do you
check.
know that I
Let me explain
somehow
why
had
I
a
think that
feeling-
Venita happened.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling that yesterday's eviction should have been two people. It would have been two
people, if not four.
But that's why Ebuka said what
For
he
Kim.
said. That all of you say that they don't pick winner from week one.
Not this
it's not
season.
this season.
Not this
Because
season.
how? I promise you, I was just looking like from where to
I
where.
was shocked.
And the distance in vote was a
It
lot.
was a
Lot.
lot. It was.
It was
a
just
lot. That's something to think
0.22%
about.
that the difference between White Money and Doyin, and that's like very little.
Yeah, it's
And
very
then
little.
the vote between White Money,
Money
and
and
Venita
Venita
was a lot.
It was a
a
lot.
lot.
It was very shocking to see.
But I think I know why though.
Why?
Why?
Please tell us.
I think a lot of us are beginning to see Venita in the light that we did not see her previously.
Okay.
Right?
You
For
mean the
example,
previous
yes,
season
the previous
or the
season.
previous weeks?
The previous season.
Okay.
I saw Venita, but she was just fine girl, but she's not even too fine for my eye. It's like Venita has gotten finer. Let's
This is
clear
true,
that part.
very true.
It's like Venita has gotten hotter. I don't understand.
So is it
and
because she's
now
hotter
it
and
is
finer?
even showing that she's such a brilliant woman.
Okay.
Aside from the choco, Venita is like she can draw. She can, anything you
Whenever
bring,
it
she
comes to
can
task,
do.
she's-
And the
she's
way
smart,
she
very
analyzes things. Have you heard her speak?
I have.
When she was talking about when a syndrome, something psychological, where someone does something to someone and make them apologize all the time just for power and all. The way she analyzed, I'm like, this is a woman that has read, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she definitely get people that like, sapiosexual people, right, to be a huge part of Venita's fan base. I think those are probably the guys that are voting for her. That
But
I know
still,
a
they are-
guy.
Still, they are very.
I know a guy who never has anything good to say about
Okay.
women.
But I had
Right?
something good to say
But
about
you see,
Venita.
whenever he wants to talk about Venita, I say, she's smart.
She's
I
smart
like that
though.
girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, you like A? I'm like, wow. This I said, you say it's because the girls they always say. I said, but you like Venita? He said, yes, she's brilliant. She's
Yeah, I also think she's a
like,
very
what?
smart
Yeah,
woman.
she's smart, but
Well,
she's-
I don't know about the
Choco is-
Adenita ship.
the
Is-
Shoko
I
is
just
said
something
earlier on the
else.
show, I think about 2 weeks ago, about last week, that I like them together. I feel like they are just having fun.
Yeah.
But seeing all that has happened in the last 2 weeks,
I think
I
Venita is
don't
in
I
love, Sha.
don't know about the
yes,
future.
I feel like Venita
I
is
think
in love.
Venita
That's
is in
personally.
love. Sha.
But Adekunle, I don't know where he stands. That guy. I don't know.
Adekunle has a poker face. You
So he's
really
not even giving off
You really cannot
anything.
tell what he's
Yeah,
thinking.
it's a facade actually. I just had to drop that. Let's move on from that quickly. So since he had a lot to say about Ebuka picking on her, how she was really upset and she was even cursing a lot. She was like, yeah, Ebuka knew for sure that it wasn't her, but Ebuka kept asking Adekunle that question over and over that
again.
it happens
Ebuka was
a
just
lot,
doing his
that
job.
when something happens about her, he pushes it too far. So do you honestly think that Ebuka does that, or Sisi was overreacting?
Reacting. Particularly to Sisi.
Particularly to Sisi, yes.
I think Ebuka really just pushes people to the very end of the wall for you to just maybe get something, or when he leaves, there will be probably content for us to watch.
For us to
So I don't
watch.
think it's anything.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything.
He did
particular
push her
to Sisi.
yesterday
Yeah.
because he wanted to like get to the
So
bottom
you think
of
it's
what was
just
going on. But it was
Ebuka's
just
way, he's
Ebuka
just
being
doing his
Ebuka.
job?
He was just doing his job.
Yeah.
And she was giving him things to work with. Her reaction, her
Her
body
response,
language.
even when
If
she
I
was like,
the one, it
no,
would
I'm
be
not,
sweeting
I don't
me
like
too.
him like
I
that.
don't think there was any reaction because that would be annoying.
No,
Imagine
she
a
was
guy.
like- she was
imagine
like-
a,
But,
so, okay,
but
so,
did
so
you
guys,
notice that
Yeah.
Sissy was not angry at the time? So it took her like wait a minute, what just happened here? Wait a minute.
Because she didn't
and then
understand
before
what was going
on.
It took him saying Sissy's name. So she was just very lost. And then
At
she had
first.
to just debunk it. Like it has to die. The person whose facial expression took me out was Venita's.
Venita.
Venita was like, yes. I don't know if it was the facade
She was.
or
It was
the-
every,
it was
at
like
every point.
she was just like
Her
which
face
letter?
card was just a.
She was like
She's
letter.
like this again.
Where is the
Venita is a
letter?
drama
But
And when
honest-
Doyin spoke, she's like,
Yeah. to be very, very honest, I kind of expected a different reaction from Venita. And it didn't come. I expected her to be very crazy about the letter situation.
But guess what?
But I thought she handled it right. I feel like she
For
just
Venita, she
feels
handled
like
it
she
right.
just feels like, so why do you still have the letter? Because you didn't say anything like you didn't tell me, you didn't tell me. It was
Yeah.
more about why are you considering? Is it that there was a part of you that considered that this could have been something
Real?
or this should be something? I feel like every woman would have that fear. Anybody in a relationship or anyone with someone would have that fear. So are you considering being with this other person? Is there a reason you didn't? Because it's one thing. Because if Ebuka had said, where is the letter? And you don't have it, or if she had said where's the letter and you say I trashed it, that would have calmed her like, it meant nothing to him, but you still have the letter.
But that's
So
like-
it's possible that you wake up every morning, you read it and you're like,
Oh my
when I get out of the house.
But I feel like that's like real love from Venita, because
What's
if
real
you-
love?
Real love in the sense that you are trying to just manage the situation with you and your man, trying to manage, there's someone is liking my man, and I'm just trying to just,
Adekule is somebody's man.
What is wrong with you? Of course it's somebody's man.
I don't understand.
I don't understand. What's
Angel
that?
calling him boy
You-
toy.
and you know
I
the
don't
funny
get
part,
that.
I don't like when they do that.
Yes, boy toy.
That thing annoys me. It's as if people don't like it when a man likes his woman or respects her.
Yeah.
They start coming up with all sorts of names, and it's not
I think it's a
funny.
Nigerian thing.
It's not. They say
It's a Nigerian
Venita's wife. What do you mean by Venita's wife? What do you mean by that? Oh, because Venita is older.
Because not because Venita is older, it's because Venita looks like she's a lot.
she's
You,
a
you
lot.
said earlier that
She's
Venita,
not looking like-
Venita
Venita
is
is
a
a
lot to
lot.
handle.
She
Venita
is a
needs,
lot.
She's a
Venita
lot,
needs,
lot.
you heard what Omashola said yesterday. Omashola said, say, you be like all those people where be say, if I don't wrong, say, you be like mommy where be say, I don't wrong this. Say, before I reach out, I did bus stop, I don't dey think. Because your face from there, and it's very true. You're just like, you saw, did you see the body language when the show ended? She was there like this, and the Adekule was like, Temiti Bamilele, like, I'm done. Like, it's over for me. Like, I was on Twitter and people were saying that, that Venita, that Adekule will sleep on the couch tonight. This one said, Venita is going to beat Adekule today. So it's all those things.
And
Venita
guess
is
what?
a lot,
But she
a
got
lot
a
to handle.
strike because of Adekule.
Yes, exactly.
Just before that.
Just before that.
But you know,
get
she said she was not really upset at what Doyin said. And that was very surprising. So if Doyin was
Because
really
she
in the house, would
doesn't
they have
care about
probably had
Doyin.
She does care about Doyin.
She does.
She
said
does care about
She
Doyin.
actually said that she was
Yeah.
not upset, and then she felt like it was Mercy that was pushing the narrative of Venita is a mean girl.
Oh, I
and
didn't hear her say
why.
that.
And that's why.
I feel
Doyin
like
said
I
what
feel
she
like
said.
why
Say
she
that
did not.
though.
I feel like why Venita did not react to all that happened was if she had reacted, people would have said that she was passing that aggression. It was like a double deal for her. It was from Doyin, and that was heightened. She was still trying to manage it. Then the letter thing came up. So it was. I liked how she
Yesterday was
managed
hard.
her emotions.
Yes.
It was very good to see because even when Angel and Soma came to her, she was like, "Are you guys done?" Then she just stepped out. I feel like I feel at the end of the day she can control her emotions, and that's what matters. It doesn't when she wants
should
to be
control
loud.
it more often.
You really can't
not
help
this-
these things sometimes.
should
So
control
let's move away from that quickly. Do you think that Angel is going to eventually open up to them that she wrote the letter?
She shouldn't.
Angel is
Big
just
Brother
a,
is
she's
going
just
to
a
show
cruise
play the
lord.
video at the end of the day.
She
just a
shouldn't.
cruise
She
Big
wait
Brother
till
is
she
going
wait
to-
out of the end of maybe when
You don't
they
think Big
evict
Brother-
her, she should say, "I'm sorry, oh, I did this and
I
run
run
outside."
away.
Because that house will tear. Sissy.
He would tear, but
Sissy,
you don't think
that's-
Big Brother is going to. Big Brother is going to eventually play the tape and they're going to watch it. It's the same fire, or the parrots will come and say
And
something.
say
and
something.
just-
But
say
Sissy
something.
cannot be
favorite
upset
housemate.
because
Parrot.
Angel did not put a name to the letter.
Yeah.
It's just based on assumption.
Yeah.
I think he assumes it's either Kim or Sissy.
Why do
Either
that? They only
Doyin-
assume it's Sissy though.
I don't know.
The
Because her perfume.
Her perfume.
It was her perfume.
Angel
so he
is
smelt it. Yeah, so he
she's your
smelt
child.
it. Yeah. Now that you mentioned Kim, I just remembered how I
Kim.
loved
She's so
seeing her
pretty.
cross. And another person who got me really mushy last night was Cross. You know, it was forming Jagaban.
Had guy.
Then after a while, he just sat by himself, was just thinking like, oh, and then you could tell that,
They've
he
taken our
misses
wife
Kim. And then on stage, was it on stage or when
On stage.
Ebuka asked her about that triangle, she said she was focused on Cross. What do you think of that relationship? I like it. I like it.
I like Cross as a person normally, but Kim and Cross, it's not in reality. It's not realistic.
It's not the realistic. The reality
realisticity
is not
of it.
reality.
It's not real.
It's not reality. You don't like
not
them
reality.
together. Why not?
No.
So I like them
no,
together,
I don't
but in
dislike them
reality, in the
together.
reality of realities,
I
it's
don't
not a
dislike
reality.
them
I don't
together.
think.
I don't dislike them in
Okay.
any way. I
Okay.
think they look good together and all of that.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're on different wavelengths.
Okay.
Kim is a very ladylike lady, but so very smart.
So you prefer Pere for her?
Never.
I would not say I prefer Pere, but Cross can be a little bit simple sometimes.
What does simple mean?
You gonna put
You
me in
like a
trouble with
bad
that.
boy, but you don't like a
No.
someone that will get so upset and punch the wall.
No. I like Cross, right? Right? I like Cross because Cross is genuinely a kind person and all of that.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
But
he is.
when Cross's emotions gets involved with things, it's not the most clear-seeing person.
He can
And
be
with
too
Kim-
emotional.
And with Kim, you have to be seeing road well. And that's just the thing that's what I mean by it can be simple a lot of times.
So if you were to pick any housemates for Kim, who would
Kim.
it be? No, Mashallah, of course. I mean,
For Kim,
Yes.
Adekunle.
How did that even happen?
Adekunle. Huh?
Huh?
Like
How?
how?
No, I don't-
Venita
they
is
can't-
causing problems.
No,
so-
not if I were to pick. No, Venita is not because just for like a perfect click. I think
perfect
Adekunle would
pair?
yeah.
No.
I think Adekunle would be fine for Kim.
Nah, absolutely not.
Personal
I
opinion. That's how
I
feel.
don't know. I
Absolutely
don't know
not.
that. I don't know that.
I think even
Adekunle
Para
will
would be better, not
For
Yeah,
Kim.
yes.
I don't
She
like.
needs a
I really,
manly man. And at the end of the day, we're all just seeing that side. We know that Pere can also be a lot sometimes. You know, he's bossy.
what do you
know.
what's
Pere
your
is a
what's your
kind guy.
definition of a manly man? Pere.
Yes. Pere is a man in every sense of the word. Like when I see him, he's I don't know. There's just
Masculinity.
Whenever
within
you
everybody.
yes,
see him,
he's a
Doyin
man. He's
has
masculine.
butterflies
Yeah,
whenever
he's
she
like
sees
a
him.
serious version of a mashallah. He's a softie because I mean he cried.
Exactly.
He cried.
This guy, he's
He did.
emotional. I will not say he wears his emotions on his sleeves, but
He doesn't.
he's
but
emotional.
He tries
yes.
to hide his
He
emotions.
tries to
Can be
hide
too
his
much.
emotions.
That can
Really?
be too much.
But
for
they
me.
showed him Shege this season.
They showed him
They
Shege
showed
this
him
season.
Pere
though.
has been
It's
through
not
a
the same
lot
Pere that
this
we
season.
knew.
No, it's not the
He's-
same
This is
Pere.
not the same
A
Pere.
lot of these housemates have actually matured. Look at Sisi, for example. I didn't like her in the first instance, so I'm not gonna lie. But this season,
Why are you hiding from
I've seen, you know, a really more mature and more peaceful Sisi.
Okay.
I like this Sisi better.
Okay.
I think Omoshola said the same thing when he was
I
to
like
pick
this
the
Sisi
BFF.
better. I just realized that Sisi is an overtly emotional person, and that's the problem.
All of them are.
Before
They're
she
human
used
beings.
she used to react on her emotions a lot. These days she's more controlled, which is a lot better. So I prefer this Sisi.
And the fact that she always threatens people, you will collect.
Yeah.
People
you
that
want to
threaten
collect
like
Cross-
that
Cross-
and
Cross
doing
said, yes, I
nothing.
want to collect this money.
All right,
so
so Pere cried last week after the parrot spilled, and of course, people said he wasn't manly, and people
Yeah,
called
he was
him
a
a
weakling.
weakling. What? I know for sure that that's what made him cry, but for them to get to that level to push him to cry, it must have been something. And yeah, because of how Doyin went on and on and on, Omashola jokingly called that the parrot of the season, and a lot of Nigerians on Twitter last night they're
That's
saying
my
our
highlight
human
of the
parrot.
week.
So do you guys think that Doyin gossips a lot? Because that's what a lot of people have been saying. So they're not just saying that she talks a lot, she gossips a lot, she's everywhere. And instigator, like, who said this is Doyin. In fact, the parrot, what she even said, I said it, I know, that's me. So do you guys agree that she gossips a lot?
I think she does all of the above.
Talks too much.
We know she talks too much. She even confirmed it on stage last night that I talk too much. Is this my mouth, Ebuka? But do you agree
And then she's not
to
just,
her being
it's
a
not
gossip?
even about talking too much. It's about just
But she can
stay-
say it to your face anyway.
It's true.
so-
That's one thing I like about her. She'll say something she said behind your back right
She
in
can
your
say
face.
it to your face. I think our real problem is that normally I feel like Doyin is an enabler to start with,
Okay.
Our
right?
therapist.
I feel like she's an enabler to start with. She wants to do, oh, kumbaya, let's hold hands.
Yeah.
But the point is, look at Alex, right? Alex also wants to do that.
Good
But
vibes,
Alex
good
has
energy.
a lot of peace inside.
Yeah.
But Doyin seems to be missing that part. She's always agitated for a lot of reasons.
For
Right?
the not the right reasons.
Sometimes the right, sometimes the weird, sometimes the reasons that don't even concern her. She's always triggered. She's always, I don't know, it was as if she was dealing with something this time that she came. So that's the issue. And the funny part about Doyin, all the things she says about people, even the things she said about Venita, applied to even her herself. You look at Kidwaya, called him fat boy. Pere, got your black face. Look at you body shame guys all the time because you like them.
Don't age shame people too.
No, so I don't like that. She really needs to watch it. Like, see, a wise person, or whether it's a wise saying, right? Nobody knows whether you are wise or foolish until you open your mouth. Don't you talk too much. She needs to do something about it.
So what you're trying to say is that, let me not go there because I know that people will come at me. So let me I'm not fear, but let me just.
Are you afraid?
Let me just. I'm not afraid, but let me just say it.
You're ready from drag.
Ilebaye and Neo. So another person who just very confuses me with what he says is Neo. Because Neo, everybody wants to be with Neo. Everybody wants to date me. This one is coming on to me. I'm tired.
The rest.
So like, it
Brother,
felt like,
rest.
just as we said last week, after Tolani Bad's eviction, it felt like Neo was let out of the bag. Like, yes, you know how a
Free.
man who has been caged, when your wife now finally travels, you just know that this is my moment to do everything that I've always wanted to do. And one of the things that he did was kissing Ilebaye. They had a moment, and
They had
shortly
more than
after
a
that,
moment.
and shortly after that, Tolani Badge unfollowed him. What do you guys make of this relationship? Especially because Ilebaye is the one who came onto him at the club outside the house. Ilebaye is the one who wanted him. Ilebaye is the one who has been pushing herself onto him, and all of a sudden is the one making out with her. So what do you guys make of this relationship?
I would say Ilebaye worked hard and she got the fruit of her labor.
I still feel like it's still a game. But what you said is.
She got
I
the
feel like-
fruit of her
I
labor.
still feel like
Now, every
Ilebaye is like
laborer-
one very strong game player in the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she
So
is.
it could be a game for Ilebaye still. Regardless of the fact that she actually did work hard.
Yeah. Because
But Tolani Badge unfollowing New, I really.
Well,
what was she
she's standing
what was
her
she
ground.
expecting?
Really?
That's why I always
What she-
say
it
that.
was- it was obvious.
That's why I always say
It was
that.
really obvious.
When you're in a relationship with someone, you can't force them to respect you. You can only let them do what they want to do. And you
Relationship
can,
or sneaky
whatever
link.
it is. I mean, when I mean relationship, I mean it could be
Situationship.
platonic, it could be a situationship. When you're with someone, you're with them. They know that, oh, I'm with this person. It could even be a sibling relationship. It could be friends. It could be whatever. It could be friends with benefits. When you're with something, when you're in something with someone, let them do what they want to do. That way you can tell your place in their lives, how they take
And
you,
you
how they
act
regard you, and you
accordingly.
act accordingly. You're going to fight every woman. Let's leave that one aside though. What? She has not seen anything, no. I'm tempted to say if you had a message to Tolani Badge right now, but I'm not about to do that, girl. Like, not on my watch. It's not gonna happen
Shege
on this
is
show.
coming.
Yeah, do you know? No.
We have two more weeks.
Shege is
More
coming.
to come. Let's just keep it going. Yeah. So another thing that I cannot understand, when you mentioned Ilebaye being a strong game player, I wanted to mention Mercy. I wanted to actually talk about Mercy earlier, about how a lot of people are of the opinion that she might have been queen of highlights in her season, but this time around the
I don't know
highlight
what
is not
she's doing.
highlighting. Now it almost feels like the kissing thing is what she wants to do. I'm going to kiss this person this week. I kissed Kid Wire. I kissed Pere. I'm going to kiss someone else. So what's with the
Kiss
kissing thing?
Whitemoney.
It felt like it's you. Oh no.
That was
I
the
think
worst
it's
for me.
unsanitary to be kissing everybody.
You,
To start
yeah,
with.
yes, it is.
Even though
yes, it is.
if you ask me to pick my winner now, I'll still pick Mercy. for my own reasons, I want her to win again. I'm sorry,
Okay.
but
It would just be safe if Messi wins.
it's not because it's safe.
What do you mean safe?
Because Messi is a gamer.
Yeah.
I know.
Messi is playing
Okay.
it cool because she has brand, she has all of that. If Messi decides to unleash on all of them in that house, although she's
But
a
I think
cool
she
chick also.
actually started by being cool at the beginning of the show. Trying to be the queen mother kind of vibe. But the few weeks that she going around and kissing
last week
everybody
she
is
had
like,
a thing
I'm
where she was
confused.
calling
I like
out
how
Big Brother.
Whitemoney-
She was like, Big Brother, don't try me. At some
You
point I
like
was
how
just
it's white money? Is that what I heard?
Yes, I like
Why?
how
Why?
Whitemoney-
How?
No, because it's not a relationship. It's just cruise.
That's okay. That's why you like it.
Yes,
Okay.
they're just have you heard their
That's better.
conversations?
Yeah.
Have you heard their you know
Yeah.
when you are now my man? They said no, we'll name the child Hezu.
They are
Abi-
doing papa and mama in the house.
It's Nollywood love.
But
you will not.
im-
No, we're not going to. What's that your surname again? No, the children will be Hazel. They will
They're
be
giving us.
Hazel.
They're giving us
I cannot. I cannot. I
Nollywood
cannot.
epic.
I'm
Abi
sorry,
Oban.
I like them together.
I
They
don't, I
make
don't,
me
I
laugh.
don't, I'm not going to say I don't like them together, but imagine.
I don't like them together.
Because
They look
when
like,
I
they
think-
look like siblings to me.
Because
that's what
exactly.
it
They're
is
giving
now.
sibling
So let me
vibe.
explain something to you. Anytime that I imagine people in a relationship together, I always imagine them having sex. I cannot
No,
imagine
I
White
can't
Money
imagine
and
don't
Mercy.
do that.
Don't do that now.
no,
Don't
no.
do
Like,
that.
No,
But-
that's
no,
why
no.
it's cruise. It cannot happen.
But
You
you
It's
guys,
cruise.
just for a second, anyone
But
watching
that's
right
a
now, just
safe
close your eyes
option.
and imagine.
No, that's not
It's
imagining.
like a mismatch. Like you almost fell off your chair right now. Like no, please. That's
but
something like I
that's
definitely do
why
not.
he's a safe option to do that with.
Actually. White
That's
one is
her
like a
safe option to do that.
Was she
with.
going to
Imagine
kiss
she
Pere?
doing that with Pere. All the
So do you guys think that now that her person has left, Fraud, she became lonely because after
She
Fraud
did.
left, she just got lonely and started, I would not say misbehaving. You now felt like, okay, this strategy, they strategize anymore.
Again.
Or do you actually feel like it's not loneliness, but she is actually being strategic by kissing guys?
I think it's both. I think she's lonely. Fraud was her, guy, that
the
was always
house.
there for her. Since when Fraud left, she's been different. She was first of all angry for the next few days. She was
Yeah.
fighting.
Yeah.
She was doing all of
And
that.
then she
Then
said
she
she was
moved
not gonna
from
have
that to
conversation.
kissing people. So we've seen different aspects of
Mercy,
versions
Yeah.
of Mercy
Yeah.
this year, but Fraud leaving did do a lot to her. I think she's quite lonely. She even started to pay Ike some attention.
Yeah.
Even though that, I feel like it's some sort of strategy, because Sisi is a strong contender too, and she's like, and all of that. So I feel like that was a strategy, but I feel like there was some truth to it also. So I don't know. But yeah, Fraud leaving did dent Mercy's game in one way or the other.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Doyin is always crying about, that she has nobody.
Yes,
That
I feel
house-
like I felt like
That kinda
Doyin
affected
Doyin was
Doyin's
also
game. Yeah, that's
lonely.
why I
But
said
she
think
that.
that's why
did
I
that
kept
to
talking.
She lost all
Yes.
her people.
Doyin
She
was
did that
actually
to
lonely at a
herself.
point. I think that affected her a lot.
Yeah, it did affect
Psycho-
You're
her.
psychologically,
in
like,
a
you kind of-
small space. If you don't have Choco to fight with everybody and not talk to anybody,
Just be like Alex.
then
Just be like,
Just be
I
like
was
Alex.
going to say that
Just
you're
be
not
like
in
Alex.
anybody's face. That baby's just going to be there. Like,
she's
stay
literally
out of
just
trouble.
tiptoeing around.
Yeah.
they will not even nominate Alex.
You will not notice Alex.
But
You
she's
would
there
not-
in the
but she's
house
there in
till
the
the
house.
final day. Yeah. So
Oh,
the,
yeah.
The race is really getting intense. So if you were to pick,
I'm not doing
if
that.
you were to pick your winner right now, who would that person be? Who do you think is going to win the cash prize?
I
Okay,
think-
let's just do top three.
Okay.
Pick your top three.
I think top 3 would be Mercy, Sisi, Ilebaye.
You?
Why did you remind me of Ilebaye? No, I'm not calling Ilebaye. Cross.
Okay.
I'm
Cross.
trying not to be sentimental.
Cross. Okay.
Yes, Cross. Sisi
Okay.
and Mercy. Because Mercy is a strong game.
Why is Ilebaye not on your top 3 list?
Exactly.
She's not my top anything favorite. She's my least favorite housemate.
Because she's my least favorite housemate.
She's my least
Why
favorite
is she
housemate.
your least favorite housemate?
She's my least favorite
because she's
housemate.
contending because she's a gamer.
No,
Because
that's
she's
not
playing
why.
the
She's a
game
gamer.
No,
right.
that's not why. That's not why.
I feel like
Because she's contending against your face.
No.
So what is it exactly?
My own personally is because when you start something, have the strength to finish it.
Okay, so what did she start without finishing?
all that starting to rile up people, then going to cry, it doesn't really work for me. But if that's her style, well, It's all good
That's why
for
she's
her.
your least favorite
That's why
housemate.
she's
And
my
you
least
too?
favorite. And another thing, I don't see. You see the way when they bring task and everything that Venita will bring this idea, that idea. I don't see that from her
her.
also. So on that level also. So those are the two.
So you
things
think
for
she's
me.
not intelligent?
No, I personally
No,
No,
say
give it,
so.
like, let's hear. You don't think she's
I did
smart?
not say so.
You don't think she has
I
sense?
personally feel
I
like
did not
she's
say
a pretender.
so.
Okay,
You know that thing where something happens and we are all like here and something happens and you just act like nothing happened. And when people are gathered, you just switch mode and you're
She
acting differently.
conveniently knows how to control her temper. But I think she has also grown also though.
Yeah.
I also think she has
the
grown.
Ilebaye of
but
the
she
first-
didn't
Yeah,
even have
the Ilebaye that
weeks.
came into
Yeah.
that house is different from the
no,
Ilebaye
because
now.
I can't say
So,
from
yeah,
the
she has
previous
grown.
season because she didn't have that much time
To-
for us
yes.
to
The
see
previous
her.
really see
season,
her.
I didn't even like her in the previous season.
And now she's now your least favorite. So
You
there's
know
no
why I did not
difference.
like her in the previous season?
Why?
That whole drama with Kes. Kes is a married man. Stop it. That was crossing the line for me. So I didn't like that part. You know, when she came here, I'm like, oh, this girl don't come again. You know?
Yeah.
But that wasn't even the reason why. But when she started doing all that, and then you start crying, and then they now say, oh, she said this to me. I'm like, she said that?
What was surprising for me was what the altercation she had with Whitemoney about the music she trying to.
Yeah.
That was so weird.
I'm like, what's going on? What am I watching? Immediately Whitemoney leaves, she reduces the volume, and then she kept doing that until. And next thing you are just
White
acting
Money lost
oblivious,
it,
like.
yeah. And it's very rare
And then
for
you
you to
start crying.
see White Money
No,
raise his voice.
no, that
So
was-
White Money is that person
I just
who
feel like she's a
just be
pretender.
there playing his game, never gets into trouble with anyone. He would not even raise his voice. So when that happened, I knew for sure
knew
that
he's just a jolly
there's-
good
there's-
fellow, yeah.
Yeah, there's
White
just
Money
something
is a
about this
jolly
girl.
good
Yeah,
fellow.
he's a jolly good fellow.
fellow.
Yeah,
So-
okay. So my top three housemaids. Top three. Sissy, definitely.
Definitely.
Ah,
But you didn't call it.
top
Did you call
three.
it?
Yeah, I said
Okay,
Sissy,
so-
Mercy, and Ilebaye.
Sissy. I don't know about Alex, so she's a strong contender, but I
Alex
don't know
was
about.
she's
top
just-
5.
She's really not giving me
Sissy,
content, child.
Adekunle,
Adekunle would be top 4.
yes, Adekunle, and I don't know about Ilebaye. Who are the people in the house?
This is why nobody talking
That's
about
weird.
some jail.
So-
That's cruise.
See,
That's
so,
cruise
maybe
ship.
Summer and Angel. Don't you before? So maybe Angel. So maybe Angel. So
Yes,
maybe Angel.
Angel.
Yeah. So what were your highlights and lowlights from this past week? Highlights and lowlights.
Highlights.
Who wants to go
Highlights
first?
was Angel, the
Okay.
letter.
Okay.
She reading out the letter and hyping herself about what she had written.
Okay.
She was like, men are they right? So, and I'm like, please,
What do you write?
What
Like
do
who
you
does
write?
this? Yes.
What do
And
you write?
low lights.
And the light was Doyin just being everywhere. I'm like, please just stop. I like you, but
Like it was.
at this
it
point, it was just
it
too
was
much.
just a
stop.
lot. Yes, it was just a
My
lot.
mental health was
And the
suffering
thing is,
from
Yeah.
do you know
this
that
wahala.
Doyin can say something now and recite, I don't know if it's recite or say the exact same word for word.
Word for word, yes.
I'm not joking. Exactly the same thing the next minute. And because the same thing she said at the diary room, it was almost similar to exactly what she said yesterday.
Yeah.
Maybe she rehearsed.
And I'm like,
it
did you
in her
rehearse
sleep.
it?
Yeah. It's one of the things I like about her.
She would.
Yes.
Even when what's his name? Ebuka wanted to say something. She's like, no, I said. And I'm like, yeah, you did say.
Yeah.
You did.
Did. And you? Highlights and lowlights?
What was my highlight of the week? I really would
Think
have to
about it. Think
I have
about
to
it. Think.
think
Okay, so
about
maybe I should talk about my highlights. My highlights definitely has to be Doyin before her eviction. I thought it was smart of her. She knew for sure that she might not have an opportunity to say it to Venita's face. So Venita would most likely not watch Doyin's eviction video, that exit interviews. She won't watch it. I mean, what is Doyin saying? I mean, by the time Venita leaves the house, maybe the old buzz around Doyin would have died down because the guys would have moved on to the next evicted housemate. So she had to tell her to her face that, babe, this is what I think about you. I think you're a mean person. I think you're quite old. I think you're this and I think you're that. And I think for sure that if it wasn't for Adekunle, you would not be. But my low light was, I don't know how to say this without coming off as a Venita hater. I would have loved. My low lights was. My low lights
Venita not leaving.
yeah,
Venita
not leaving the house because I would have loved to see them And why I say that, I like that she's still in the house because she's giving us content with, of course, Adekunle.
They would
But
have
I'd
gone to
love to
box in
see
the
both
corridor.
of them doing media rounds together. And I'd love to see the tension. Like, Doyin is here, Venita is here.
Venita will
and
not
they're
be
both
under
talking.
any tension,
Do you
Sha.
know, no, babe, you can't say that. Someone that made you talk for over 1 hour.
Did you see her expressions, facial expressions?
Someone that made you talk. Did you remember
Venita.
the day that Doyin faced this girl after what they did to Ilebaye? Venita was talking and talking and talking.
Venita woke up the next morning and
she
continued.
continued talking.
That's when
So
I said
yeah,
this
so
chick.
of course you can't say that she can't get her tensed. Of course that girl has drama. So she gives it to her all the time. That's someone that has made Venita talk the most. Even her boyfriend has not made her talk as much as Doyin has made her talk. So the girl would definitely get her tensed. So highlights and lowlights. If you don't have, we'll move on from you.
I think my highlight was after party. The drunken state of everybody. This Saturday. Ilebaye stopping Mercy from kissing. It was such an irony. Like, wow.
Yes, it was.
I know I don't like Ilebaye, but I think she has grown.
They've
I
all
think she has
grown.
grown in
They've
that
all
house.
grown. Yeah.
So I think that part was also my highlight. It was so funny. Mercy touching him. Like, I'm like, babe, what are you doing? I liked that. It was so funny. I'm like, Shade, if it was Ilebaye that kissed this guy now, you would have been talking long speech inside your head because it's Mercy now. You're not saying anything. I said, you're being a hypocrite now.
Yeah.
I just laughed. I'm like, but it's funny, Sha.
Yeah.
So that was the highlight for me, and it
Low
was
light.
funny to see that Ilebaye was the
Low
one trying
lights
to.
quickly.
Low lights. I don't really know. I don't think I had a low light for the week.
All right, so let's move on to what the fans thought of the show, the reactions from social media. And here's from X. The user is at sunscreen shop care. Okay, I'm thinking it's shock, but I really don't know how that is spelled. And the tweet is, how Adekunle is treated like he's not a human being inside and outside the house is really scary to watch. The point to which this hate towards him has gotten is really disturbing.
Who's hating on him?
Who's hating on Adekunle?
Nobody's saying Adekunle like that. Too. It's just the Adenita ship we are saying. But I don't think anybody.
Nobody's hating on him.
That's new.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
That's strange.
Yeah. All right. Moving on from that quickly to so this is a clip by clip of I'll just explain the clip, yes, because of course I can't play it now, of Whitemoney saying that when he first came into the house, the first person he liked was Cece. I was trying to have a conversation about you earlier with you, and it was just off. Because I'm imagining a Cece that does not like Adekunle now, imagining that Whitemoney likes her. How do you think that would play out?
You
just imagine Whitemoney walking up to Cece to say so Ebuka brings it up on Sunday, and Ebuka says, and Whitemoney, so you had a conversation earlier, and then you were talking about the person you like in the house. Do you want to shed more light? And he says, Ebuka, the person I like is Cece.
This is special expression for me.
Cece will just,
Please, I need to take off my glasses for that. She'll wear those lashes. She'll do like.
She's gonna zoom. You know what? I feel like she zooms
She'll
in.
do like.
she's like, what?
What?
With who? Like, what now? It's going to be the weirdest thing. But I hope Ebuka does mention, I hope he brings it up on Sunday.
Just to see that facial
let's just get her reaction, what she'll think. Yeah, you never know. And moving on from that to a tweet by @Emmy_MMC, and the tweet is, Cece is just annoying. She can behave and curse anyhow, but she doesn't want Ilebaye to behave anyhow she wants. Since Prince said that Ilebaye is strong outside, Cece has been poking and trying to confront Baye. Thoughts?
I don't think that's
I don't think so, because Cece actually went to Ilebaye to apologize after the competition they had. So I don't think that's
no.
true.
Even besides that confrontation, Cece was complaining about something Ilebaye did on Sunday with her foundation. I think anybody would have been angry about that situation.
Okay.
But Cece went and complained to
Venita, and she was not even as angry as I expected her to be. Actually.
And this morning, I think it was this morning, she was telling her that you did something I don't like. Ilebaye said, I know. I was waiting for you to calm down before we have the conversation about it. So I don't see what the person is talking about. These fans, they can cause
twist
trouble.
Yes, waiting all day, then go bring and come out. Okay, and on to another tweet by @go_stead. The tweet is, Venita told Prince to go and die, told Ilebaye that she's like a toddler in a Chinese shop.
China
that she
shop.
should use ruler and measure herself.
I don't know where
Told
Venita gets her
Alex-
words from.
Told Alex to link her ass. Venita has been avoiding Sissy because she feels that that's the only person that can match her. She's mean. Thoughts? Do you think that, because that has come up, I've thought about it a lot. Venita and Sissy, you'd be like,
they've been avoiding
they've been
themselves.
avoiding each other. What do you think? Do you think Sissy is the only person that can match up Venita's energy in terms of polos?
I think there's some truth to that.
Okay.
But I also think somehow they've never had any reason to cross each other's paths.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say it's an avoidance.
And
Do
then
you understand?
Yeah.
They seem to always be very far away
from each other. And there's a new CC this past few weeks, so it's not the same CC when they started. The same CC when they
CC
started
has
was
been
a bit
chilled,
hot.
sha.
She's been really
She's
chilled.
been chilled.
I don't think.
She's even laughing with Alex.
Yeah, so I don't think.
That one was
She's
my
quite a
highlight
weary too.
of this season.
Sissy,
Sissy,
of course she is.
But I don't think she
But
would.
they've never had anything
reason
to contend with each other. And Sissy also, you have to give it to her. She has also been careful on a lot of levels this season.
Okay.
You know, she has been more sensitive about a whole lot of things,
Okay.
right? And a lot of times, you know that a lot of times Venita doesn't even start the trouble. You just do something this small, then she comes with
Fire.
the brigade.
She'll bring AK,
And then you're like
47 come knife fight.
And you're
Yeah.
like on top this
Small
small
thing.
thing. Like, where did that come from?
All
you
right.
know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so we're pressed for time, so we have to just hurry up.
And I think everybody's
to end the
avoiding
show.
everybody in the house. Not
Because
not
so you
necessarily
don't get
and based on
strikes.
hype.
They all have
So you
one
don't
Based
get
on
side.
hype
strikes,
and
yes.
based on hype of is Sissy you are dealing with too. Do you understand that kind of thing?
very
Like,
You know who I am.
careful. It's Venita.
Yeah.
So everybody is scared of everybody.
Yeah.
They're trying to be careful.
All right. So up next, there's something we do here. It's called the Paul's BBNaija scorecard, where we get to score housemates this past week based on how much they trended, how viewers loved them, what they did to trend. Do you understand me? Yeah, so we're going to be looking at a lot of things. We're going to be looking at alliances. We're going to be looking at people who schemed. We're going to be looking at everything, how much they were in our faces this past week, how relevant they stayed towards viewers and with those viewers. Yes, so we're just going to pick in no particular order. So just give me your names. Just tell me why you think they were our faves for the week, and then we'll move on from
So
there.
we're just focusing on just face for the week.
Yes.
Angel.
Those that manage to stay relevant. They might not
Okay.
necessarily be your faves. Those that manage to stay relevant. And we all, at the end of the day, have to agree on one person unanimously.
Okay.
All right. So,
Angel. I said Angel.
why Angel?
Because of the love letter.
Okay.
part, so, yeah.
All right. And you?
Can I agree with her for
Yeah.
Angel?
You can agree with her
But
because
I
we're
can
actually
add
supposed to do
somebody
5,
else.
but because we're pressed for time, I'll just leave it to
Okay.
we all have to agree on one person.
Okay. For me, it's Angel.
Okay.
For me, wait. For me, Mercy.
Mercy. Why
Yeah.
Mercy?
The kiss wahala.
Kissing challenge.
The drunk night. You know. She did a lot.
Okay, so for me, I think it's going to be a Doyin. If we cannot agree and pick one person, we have to now pick 5 people and score them. Yes, exactly.
Can we just do a
So
summary?
we have to,
A summary. Let's just do a summary.
So let's do top 3. Let's do top
Okay.
3 housemates. Then we score them top 3 housemates. But we have to pick one person
At the
who
end of
managed
the
to
day.
stay relevant this past week. Yeah. So
So I'm picking Angel, Doyin, and I didn't like the fact that Mercy was kissing, so I'm not just gonna call her.
okay, but you have to pick the third person.
Who else?
So what would you score Angel over 10?
8.
8 over 10.
8 over
Doyin?
10. Doyin because she dropped the mic like 10.
10.
Bombshell.
You?
For me, how many people do I have
You
to
can
pick?
pick 2 or
2 or
3
3.
because
2 or
she's done
3.
2. Yeah, we have
Okay.
to just pick someone.
So for me, I would say Angel,
Okay.
Mercy.
Okay. You can do 2 then.
Okay, so I'll say Angel and Mercy.
Angel for-
because that love letter.
How-
It's going to
what
cause
would you rate
it's
her
going to
over
cause
10?
a earthquake.
What would you rate her over 10?
Well, I think I will give her like 9
9.
for
Okay.
that. I'll give her like 9 for
Okay.
It's
And
going to
Mercy-
cause
and
a
the
lot of
second
trouble
person
in
for
future.
you.
that. Mercy,
What
right?
would you rate her over 10?
Well, I can give her like 6. I don't like the kissing part,
Okay,
but the
so
whole thing was kind of animated.
6. So I'd pick Doyin and Angel too. Yeah, because Doyin was very outspoken this past week. If she had brought that energy from the beginning, maybe it would have helped her game. It would have helped us stay further in the house. Yeah, so for that reason, I'll give Doyin a 10. And Angel, I'll give Angel an 8. So we can both agree that Doyin was the person who managed to stay relevant. And now that she's out of the house, I look forward to seeing her media rounds and all that she would say, because I know that she will spill some more, and I am here for it. So thank you guys again for being a part of the show. Thank you for coming. Yes, thank you for coming here again. It would be nice to have your pretty faces on the show, and hopefully the people that we've mentioned as the winners would get to win. Guys, that's how much you can take on today's episode of Pulse Hot Takes. If you'd like to be a part of the show, come join us here in the studio. Do send us an email or a DM and we'll make it happen. And do not forget that you can follow us on all of our social media platforms at Pulse Nigeria 247 to stay updated on the Big Brother Naija All Stars season. My name is Rachael MM Isaac. See you guys next time.